Hey, I'm Jeremy Wiggum. I'm the Projects Forester and Fire Dogs Chief here at Alabama A&M University, where we have the first HBCU student-led wildland firefighting team. We've been around in that firefighting team's been around for over 20 years now, started by students and kept up. It's been a great training program that has put a lot of foresters and wildland firefighters in the Forest Service and other organizations, state organizations, and in the private world too. It's been a great stepping stone and great hands-on, boots-on-the-ground training program for students. Yeah, 2012 Dodge. So the original Fire Dogs truck came from a different grant for a different purpose, but it served the Fire Dogs well for over 10 years. And it's good for transporting people and a little bit of equipment, but certainly you're not really taking a fire pump with it. You're not taking a buggy with you very well, or it might pull a buggy, but you're not fighting fire from this. So it's mainly transporting people and a little bit of gear. It's a pretty typical woods truck. It's just got four-wheel drive. It does have a pull-out bed. So that's pretty nice to be able to get your gear. Of course, the cab on it keeps your stuff, from getting rained on. It does have some emergency lights and a family radio service radio, though it wasn't equipped to speak with Forestry Commission and the Forest Service. Didn't have those channels. Well, Fire Dogs are special because it's one of the first, maybe the first, and student-led wildland firefighting teams, and it really just sprung up spontaneously about 20 years ago now, when some students who were wildland firefighters during their summers fought off a wildfire on state land in Alabama when they saw it on a field trip. So they used their firefighting skills and just put the fire out. So, and then it just took off from there. It's got a long tradition now. Put a lot of foresters and wildlifers in training with fire and gave them knowledge about that important tool that's now, again, more important than it has been in a long time. And just want to tell you about some of the equipment and supplies we use while we do wildland fire. So we do firefighting and we also do fire lighting. So fire has been on this landscape at least for tens of thousands of years. So it's important that we learn how to live with fire and learn from the Native Americans who use fire as an essential tool. But these are some of the tools that we use now in modern techniques. We've got, this is our Ford F-350 in race red, okay? So we've got just our Fire Dogs plate, Alabama A&M logo on it. Got tow hooks up front, and this has a capacity of over 11,000 pounds. So you can put a lot of gear on it, which is important because if you want to put water on it, water's really heavy, and so you need that. If you want to walk up back here, all right, we've got side lights for scene awareness. We do have the emergency lights on top. Those are the markers, okay? And on the back, we've got this tool body, okay, which you can put secure really a lot of your wildland firefighting stuff in shelves, like nozzles, okay? We got hoses here. Here's a trauma kit right there, all right? Motor oil. And it's lockable. Fittings, there's just tons of fittings in wildland fire. You need the multiple thread types, extra hose, And then of course, Ys and Ts, hose clamps, always extra hose, fire bottles, recovery here, chains, all right. Got the bumper with the heavy duty hitch. You can haul basically whatever is suitable for a bumper pull. We do have a skid unit on it for firefighting. Holds 80 gallons. It's a QTAC with a Honda engine. So we are going to upgrade this to something that's about 200 gallons when we finish with this truck. This truck is still kind of a long build process, trying to improve it and get it exactly where we want it to be. We do keep hoses back here, that suction hose if we need to draft water out of a creek, and Pulaski's and shovels are back here. Let's see, we keep 3 of each on the truck. You're not gonna be able to see this side here because of the tight space, but we have more recovery equipment, vehicle recovery equipment, a chainsaw with gear, as well as 5 gallons of 50-to-1 fuel for our chainsaws, and our portable water pump. So this truck alone right here, it's pretty capable for prescribed fires. It's not probably stout or robust enough for intense wildfires. It's just not enough water on board. You can deploy, hand crews in here. It seats 5 right now, so you can transport a small little hand crew around with tools and gear. But as far as water, you're not gonna be able to take a whole lot on this truck at the moment. But it's very useful for prescribed fires where you've planned out, you already got your fire breaks. So that's mostly it about this truck. If you want to look at the buggy here. Okay, this is our new buggy. It's a Can-Am HD9 Defender. So of course it's 4-wheel drive. It's got a bumper for recovery on it. We've got a manual winch to pull it out if we need to, or we can just get a chain and pull it out probably. But really, it's not likely to get stuck anyway. It seats 3, and it's got a 1,000-pound bed capacity. So we could put a pump on it like that QTAC 85 easily when we need to. And it's short, compact. It's good for getting around the tight spaces that we burn in up here. We got these mountain roads that are really tight, and you have to turn sharp angles. So I like this shorter buggy for that. Of course, it only seats 3 total, which is, sometimes inadequate. You have to make multiple trips. But, it's pretty simple, but it's rugged and can get a lot of places the truck can't get. You wouldn't be taking this big truck in some of the tight fire breaks lanes that this will go down. And, it's a lot more narrow than the truck. We just got this building complete last week, literally last week. We were planning it for at least 2 years before today. And we don't have it, anything in it yet, except for the truck that I just pulled in it. But it's 2 bays plus a walk-through area, right? So you can walk straight through there. Let me open this garage. So the idea with the 2 bays is that we can park the truck, which is going to have equipment on the back. You don't want it exposed to the elements and to the cold as well. So that fits in here nicely, and the buggy and a trailer will fit in this bay. And then you still have room for fire gear like PPE, your boots, or your shirts or pants on a rack that you can roll in here and distribute if you've got a big group of wildland firefighters you're trying to outfit. And when we do training, that's the case. We'll have, you know, maybe 20 new firefighters roll in. We got to get them dressed up, and so they need room that's covered that they can get easy access to. And this is a really good building for that case. So, you know, that's what a building does. Just keep it out of the elements, keep your gear, which none of this fire gear is cheap, makes it last longer, and take care of it. So this is our existing greenhouse. It's been here for a long time. We've kind of made it multi-purpose and pressed it into service for the fire dogs. We're in the middle of a build. This tank here is eventually going to serve for that new buggy that you saw in the earlier video. But this is 85 gallons, and it's going to be used for fighting fires and controlling fires too. But we're still building it. You know, it's in the middle of the process. This is our oldest buggy. It's from 2017. It also has the QTech 85 on it. It seats 6, but when you fill this up with water and you put 6 people, it will literally break this rear axle. It exceeds the gross vehicle weight rating for it. So that's why I went with the 3-seater rather, so we're not tempted to overload the buggy. So we'll be using this buggy in the future just for transporting people, but not a tank on it. This is, you know, we're about to crank up fire season. Kind of in the fall, we've been dry, and it's a good time, too dry to burn. We've been trying to get geared up and just be ready for when prescribed burn season comes in. So we'll have everything there. I'm going to show you, this is our supply room. And some of these supplies are going to be moved to the double door garage that we just built. But again, pardon the mess. We got parts lying around. But this is primarily what I want to show you in here is our clothing rack, which you got the backpacks, fire shelters in here. Each one of these backpacks has a fire shelter. And then the various sizes. Every firefighter needs a Nomex shirt, a fire shelter, boots, which we have on the racks here. You can see those racks there. Oh, excuse me. And then pants are stashed away here. So the various sizes, as well as some real fire shelters and these practice fire shelters at the bottom. So the firefighters can train getting into practice shelters. But all that is critical. Of course, the helmet, gloves, and eyewear, eye protection too. All on these racks here. You'll see some other supplies in here, and those are just random forestry supplies, not really related to fire, but it all gets stored in this room.